Now the winds have really started to pick up. You can see the street lights behind me, they're shaking around. One thing you're gonna see if you're visiting Winona or a lot of these small communities that have been affected by this, you guys, is you're seeing people coming out and helping. They're showing their support. 28-year-old Brian Koberger was arrested in eastern Pennsylvania today.
And Austin, when are we expecting to hear from the defense team?
So the defense team did walk out of court today. Fox got a quick comment from them. They were brief with their words. They said that they're obviously disappointed in today's results. Some packages are too large to fit on conveyor belts, so instead they're put on vehicles and transported across the facility, just like this one. They're completely autonomous. Behind me, that's not a river, that's a street. Cars are driving over it every once in a while. About half the people that drive up to it, they turn right around and they don't want to take the risk. It's as easy as walking into the store, picking up something like your favorite coffee, then you walk through these glass doors, and now you've automatically been charged for this coffee on your smartphone. Now, you're ready to walk out. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky has been asking for one of these Patriot systems for quite some time, and he got his wish last month. I got a 50-50 question for you. Who won that game, the American League or the National League?
American League.
Ian says yes.
The winner is the American League. All right, Randy, you got it.
The hometown league.
Should have stuck with the answer yes.
Yeah, would have been better.
Boston, you're single and ready to mingle.
No, I'm not ready to mingle. All I do is I work and I snack. I'm single and ready to pringle.
Hey, good enough.
Fox News multimedia reporter Austin Westfall joins us live. Austin, heartbreaking to see the devastation around this community, just nearly 40 miles away from Rolling Fork, Mississippi, and National Weather Service has some information there with their survey teams on the ground.
That's right, Jane. So basically what we're in right now is one of the homes that took a direct hit from an EF3 tornado. We're standing in the hallway where a family of four hunkered down. They hunkered down, they took the warnings seriously. These are the types of warnings that we hear on Fox Weather all the time. You get to the most central part of a structure because that's the safest part of a structure if there's no basement. That's exactly what this family did. It's a man, it was his fiance, and it was his two children. He laid on top of them, shielding them while this 15 to 20 seconds of chaos ripped through their home. One thing to note, one of those children was just 1 week old at the time of this happening. This family did not want to speak on camera, but they did describe to us in detail the absolute horror and stress that was going through their minds as this thing ripped through, ultimately bouncing this roof up. As they were hunkered in that hallway behind us here, they were watching this roof bouncing. They said it maybe caught about 1 foot, 2 feet of air, eventually settling back down. So much debris scattered around the house, but as we step outside, that's when you really get a better scope of the type of damage that we're talking about here. You'll see insulation strewn about, child's toys everywhere. This is a family home that this family has been living in for 4 decades. They say it has a lot of sentimental value, and although no lives were lost, they are grieving ultimately because this property was so important to them. We do want to show some drone video, though, from this Winona area, courtesy of a drone team. Drone video shows you the damage seen across Winona. The storm moved through the southern portion of the town, some homes taking a direct hit like the one we're at right now. No deaths were reported so far throughout Winona proper. We did speak with Jerry Flowers, who is the former longtime mayor of the town. He hunkered down with his family while the tornado ripped past his home.
It was a roar. You know, people say it sounded like a train. This wasn't a train. This was a roar. It's like a line roaring, and then it just got louder and louder. And I to myself, I was saying, he's here. He has come.
And one thing you're going to see if you're visiting Winona or a lot of these small communities that have been affected by this, you guys, is you're seeing people coming out and helping. They're showing their support. Any family that we've talked to in this immediate area, they say that there's been an explosion of generosity coming through, whether it's family, whether it's friends, whether it's just an old acquaintance that came by and stopped by. They came and asked me while I was just here alone in my car. A man pulled up, asked me, hey, I know the man that used to live in this house. Is he okay? I told him, yes, he's okay. And that's the kind of town this is. Everybody knows each other. Everybody checks on each other. Ultimately, they're in recovery mode now. We're seeing a lot of linemen working to restore power. We hear from the former mayor, it could still be a few days before some of these homes are back online. Back to you.
Yesterday, so Austin, I know they're just getting started, but what do we know about the training?
So, Jonathan, we know that it's going to be starting sometime this week, but there's no concrete timeline yet. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky has been asking for one of these Patriot systems for quite some time, and he got his wish last month when he visited President Biden in D.C. face-to-face. Now, take a look at what this Patriot system is capable of. The Department of Defense says it's one of the world's most advanced air defense systems. It's capable of intercepting cruise missiles, ballistic missiles, and aircraft. Russia has increasingly been targeting Ukraine from the air. For example, missiles destroyed a civilian apartment building over the weekend. President Zelensky says the Patriot will boost his defenses in a big way. We spoke with a local U.S. military official last night.
Soldiers from the Ukrainian Armed Forces have arrived here at the Fire Center of Excellence at Fort Sill, Oklahoma to begin air defense training. This training will consist of operator and maintainer tasks for the Patriot air defense system.
Now, the DoD says the Patriot is a complicated system, so Ukrainian troops will need to learn how to use it before it's sent overseas. This is exclusive video of their plane arriving in Oklahoma. They were eventually bussed over to Fort Sill. The U.S. military made sure the troops were not visible because they don't want them to be identified. Fort Sill is about 90 miles southwest of Oklahoma City. The U.S. Army says American troops already do similar Patriot training at the base. The DoD says that they expect the training to last a number of months. Here in Fort Sill, Oklahoma, Austin Westfall, Fox 26 News. It's been a busy few days here in Los Angeles. We had the Celebrity All-Star Game over the weekend. We had the Home Run Derby yesterday, and of course the grand finale, the All-Star Game, happening tonight on Fox. But there's also been a huge MLB Expo going on at the LA Convention Center. We decided to go over and ask some baseball fans some baseball trivia. Here's how they did. Behind us is the world's largest baseball. It is 12 feet in diameter, side to side. How big in diameter is a normal baseball?
14 inches?
You think a baseball's diameter is over a foot?
No.
16 inches? It's 5 ounces.
Okay, so we're measuring in ounces.
No, 5 inches.
All right, the correct answer, 3 inches. The hottest game that ever happened in MLB history happened in Texas a few decades ago. Can you guess what the temperature was at that game within 5 degrees?
103?
It was 108. You got it within 5 degrees. So you get a pack of baseball cards. Here you go. So Stomper, what's your favorite MLB team? Dodgers? Oh. Angels. Which former president owned a baseball team before he became president?
I don't know. Can I pass?
Edgar Hoover. That's not a president. Herbert Hoover is.
Herbert Hoover. Yeah, there you go.
That is incorrect.
Okay.
George W. Bush.
Correct. Which team was it?
Texas Rangers.
This guy's from Canada, and he knows more than some of the Americans we've talked to. Before the Dodgers were in Los Angeles, where were they based?
Brooklyn.
Good job. Oh, the Athletics! You like the Athletics! Oh my God! Okay, there we go. And we definitely appreciate Stomper being a good sport for that piece. The questions are not over yet, though, Randy and Amy. We got one more for you. So, the very first ever MLB All-Star Game took place in 1933. I got a 50-50 question for you. Who won that game, the American League or the National League?
American League.
Ian says yes.
American League. I say American.
I'm going to go. I have to go NL. All right, National.
All right, the winner is the American League. All right, Randy, you got it.
The hometown league.
You should have stuck with the answer yes.
Yeah, would have been better. All right, Austin, looks like you had a great time out there. Thank you.
For all those details, we go to Fox multimedia reporter Austin Westfall. Austin, what can you tell us tonight?
So, Laura, basically, because this verdict came in at such a late hour, the judge is opting to hold off on sentencing until tomorrow morning. But we did hear from the prosecution just moments ago. Take a look. They said that they could not comment on sentencing because it's still pending. Now, after speaking with some folks around town, there's a major sigh of relief tonight in the small community of Walterboro, South Carolina. The Murdaugh family is a big deal around here. In fact, Alex's grandfather's portrait used to be hanging on the wall of the courtroom. The judge had it removed before the trial. Lead prosecutor Creighton Waters explained what this conviction means to the community.
Justice was done today It doesn't matter who your family is. It doesn't matter how much money you have or people think you have. It doesn't matter what you think, how prominent you are. If you do wrong, if you break the law, if you murder, then justice will be done in South Carolina.
And now that Murdaugh has been convicted, the minimum sentence he's going to be getting is 30 years in prison. The max will be life in prison. Court starting tomorrow at 9:30 Eastern Time. That's when sentencing will begin. Laura?
And Austin, when are we expecting to hear from the defense team?
So the defense team did walk out of court today. Fox got a quick comment from them. They were brief with their words. They said that they're obviously disappointed in today's results, but we expect to hear from them precisely an hour after the sentencing happens tomorrow morning.
All right, Austin, thank you so much.